With breaking news developing within the last hour or so, one of the men accused of being the getaway driver in that cross-county crime spree will now serve 25 years in prison. A federal judge handed down Faisal Dourad's sentencing just today. The other suspect, Aiden Jama, will be sentenced in about 90 minutes. Now, the two men are accused in the crime spree that started in Whitehall back in 2023. It ended in a police shootout on I-70 that shut down the highway for nearly half the day. You might remember this. 10 TV News reporter Lacey Crisp has been following this since it happened, and she's right outside the federal courthouse downtown. Lacey.
Well, Tracy, the courtroom was full of Columbus police officers there to show support for the officer who almost lost his life in this shootout. Now, that officer could not be in the courtroom today. He had a couple medical procedures done yesterday because of this shooting. He's still in the hospital and was not able to make it. Now, cameras are not allowed in the courtroom, but what I can tell you is that Faisal Dourad's appearance has changed since the incident happened a year and a half ago. His hair is much longer and he appears much larger. Dourad, along with Aiden Jama and Abdisamad Ishmael, are accused of starting that crime spree by stealing a Porsche in Whitehall in July of 2023. Officers caught up with the trio after they allegedly robbed a Fifth Third bank on Hilliard Rome Road. Officers tried to stop the men, but they took off until they stopped on I-70 near Mound Street and got into a shootout with police. Now, suspect Ishmael died on the scene. A CPD officer was critically injured. Dourad and Jama took off running. There was a manhunt, and the two were found and arrested within a few days. Now, in court today, the officers wrote an impact statement saying that morning of the incident, he was playing with his kids. Just a few hours later, he was fighting for his life. He said because of the injuries from being shot 5 times, he's undergone several medical procedures. He's been diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression, and will likely never work as a police officer again. His dad also spoke in court and said he wanted to make sure it was known how this senseless act of violence has impacted his son's life. Dourad also spoke in court saying he was sorry the officer wasn't there so he could apologize. He said he was sorry for how it impacted the officer, his family, and all of the other victims involved. A federal judge, Sarah Morrison, got choked up as she talked about the impact of the shooting on the officer and his family as she sentenced Dourad to 25 years in prison. Now, Dourad's family was in the courtroom today. They waved goodbye to him as the U.S. Marshals took him away. As you mentioned, his co-defendant, Aiden Jama, will be sentenced in about an hour and a half. Reporting live, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
All right, Lacey, thank you for joining us with that update.